Coming in at number 5, the death of Elisa Lam. Elisa Lam was a Canadian student at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver who was recovered from a water tank atop the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles on February 19, 2013. According to reports, she had been reported missing at the beginning of the month. Maintenance workers at the hotel discovered the body when investigating guest complaints of problems with the water supply. Now, her disappearance became widely reported and infamous across the web following the release of elevator security footage, which showed Lam 5 days prior to her death. She is seen exiting and re-entering the elevator, talking and gesturing in the hallway outside, and sometimes seeming to hide within the elevator, which itself appears to be malfunctioning. The video, as you would expect, went viral across the web, with many viewers reporting that they found it unsettling. Some explanations to the video range from claims of paranormal activity to bipolar disorder from which Lam suffered. Some even state that the video had been altered prior to its release. The way Lam died was also incredibly baffling, with her body being discovered naked with most of her clothes and personal effects in the water next to her. According to a coroner's report, there was no evidence of foul play or physical trauma, with death being ruled accidental. The death of Elisa Lam also inspired Ryan Murphy to make American Horror Story Hotel. In at number 4, Lost in the Catacombs. Now, outside of this short YouTube video, the footage of this man in the catacombs was originally part of a documentary which aired in the early 2000s. The film was directed by Francis Friedland and included segments of camcorder footage shot in the catacombs of Paris in the early 1990s by an unnamed man, whose camera was discovered many years later. The camera was supposedly found caked in dust, but was still intact. However, the finders of the camera claimed that what they saw in the tape was both terrifying and tragic. The man on the tape becomes increasingly disoriented as he moves through the tunnels of the catacombs, through passageways and crumbling human bones, illuminated only by the light of the camera. It becomes quickly apparent when watching the video that the man has no idea where he is going to or how he is going to get out, with him becoming more and more panicked with each turn.
And he keeps rolling until it runs out of tape.
For those who don't know, the Catacombs of Paris are an underground graveyard of sorts in Paris, France, which hold the remains of more than 6 million people in a small part of the tunnel network built to consolidate Paris's ancient stone quarries. However, the truly scary part is that over the course of more than 3 centuries, countless numbers of people have ventured inside and never returned. Now, this is a video that you should definitely not watch before going to bed, with the chances of you having nightmares of the man running away from something or someone being very high indeed. There's also a movie, I'm not sure if it's based entirely on this incident, but it's called As Above, So Below, and it's people that get lost in the catacombs. Coming in at number 3, Cursed Kleenex commercial. This commercial from Japan has become infamous across the web, with it gaining notoriety due to its bizarre production and cryptic music. Since its initial release, people began to create urban legends about the makers of the commercial, much like The Ring. Apparently, watching the ad kills the viewer. Now, the commercial itself featured a young woman in a toga offering a Kleenex to a toddler dressed as a Japanese ogre before reaching for a tissue. The woman makes loving gestures towards the child before the commercial fades out and the tissue flies away. Now, after the commercial aired, viewers complained about its disturbing nature, claiming that the song was a German curse despite the song being in English, which translated to "Die, die, everyone is cursed and will be killed."
It's a fine day, people open windows, they leave their houses just for a short.
Now, due to an immense amount of complaints, Kleenex pulled the ad. However, rumours about the cast and crew sprang up in the wake. Some believe that the child in the ad died suddenly, while actress Keiko Matsuosaka was said to have either died, been institutionalized, or had given birth to a demon baby. However, the actress is still very much alive. On March 25th, 2013, YouTuber Shrouded Hand posted this video, which shows the video becoming distorted when watched at midnight. Would you dare do it? Coming in at number 2, we have Rubber Johnny. Now, Rubber Johnny is first and foremost British slang for a condom, but that's not what we're going to be talking about today, sorry. Rubber Johnny is instead a disturbing art film by Chris Cunningham for the band Aphex Twin. The video originally surfaced back in June of 2005 and was intended to be a 30-second commercial for Aphex Twin, but instead became a short film about a deformed raver who lived in a basement with his chihuahua. Now, don't fret, practical makeup effects were used, which were combined with quality editing, and the entire thing being shot in night vision mode to make it seem even trippier. However, if you were to stumble across the video in the middle of the night without any prior context, you would be in for a nasty surprise. More interesting still, the character in the short ended up providing inspiration for one of the most disturbing characters in horror, the big brain character in the Hills of Eyes reboot. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have Sad Satan. Sad Satan is a PC game which was first reported on the YouTube channel Obscure Horror Corner on June 25th, 2015. Now, some backstory before we get into it. In an interview with Kotaku, the channel's owner claims to have downloaded the game from a Tor hidden service after receiving a tip from a subscriber. The subscriber claimed to have found the link via a deep web internet forum from a user only known as ZK. Following the interview, the subreddit r/Sad Satan was formed to discuss the game. Now, according to reports, Sad Satan is a maze game that has bizarre flashes of black and white photography, as well as disturbing audio samples, such as monologues from Charles Manson, images of sex offender Jimmy Savile, and also pictures of Margaret Thatcher. No one quite knows the purpose of the game, however, there is one part that is partially disturbing. One of the in-game children will begin following you, causing contact damage and ultimately ending the game. The highlights from the game are truly disturbing, with it making you completely disoriented. Not to mention, when you finally see the child, you're going to wish you had never watched the video in the first place. You have been warned.
Coming in at number 5, we've got a real witch. I grew up thinking witches were kind of goofy. There was the Wicked Witch of the West, who commanded flying monkeys much scarier than herself. Then there were the witches at Hogwarts, largely friendly and fun. And of course, there were all the assorted Halloween decorations featuring green women with broomsticks and cats. Not exactly a terrifying lineup. However, as I got a little older, I was introduced to the much darker, more sinister side of these magical people. The witches who reside at the Freiburg Dance Academy definitely paint themselves as scary and evil. And the Coven, kidnapping and killing in the woods, and Robert Eggers as the witch definitely made a case for not trusting magic users. But these also seem like overly violent depictions of these spell practitioners. Many a witch has been hunted over the years, largely on unfounded grounds or because they cast a harmless spell. There are definitely some scary depictions of witches out there, but all in all, I think they've got a bad rap. But witches, like the one in this video, aren't doing much to help with their public image. Check this out. Apparently a couple of pals were driving around the Dev Pavan Ghats in India late one night and ran into something they'll never forget. Their headlights lit up something white and billowy, and upon further inspection revealed an old lady with a cane. She wasn't too keen on being friendly or ignoring the passengers though. The so-called witch relentlessly chased the car through the dark, hobbling towards it at surprising speeds. The folks inside the car were obviously terrified, especially when they couldn't shake her while driving away. Eventually they do make it to a turnoff and peel off into the night, but who knows what might have happened if they hadn't made a speedy getaway. Could you imagine if the headlights went out and the engine died? Jeez. Coming in at number 4, we've got Meat Sleep. The actual story behind this channel remains a mystery to this day, making the content uploaded all the more fascinating. It's hard to explain just what kind of videos these are, so let's play a clip and see what you can decipher.
You are unhappy. Why are you unhappy? What causes unhappiness? You want things to be different.
This is one of many similar disturbing videos on the channel. At one point, Meat Sleep had uploaded over 90 videos, but today the selection is considerably pared down. In fact, it's likely that the original channel is totally wiped and the videos available now are just re-uploads. Folks were fascinated by the grimy, crackly, warped quality to the videos and did their best to find out more. The online detectives might have even taken it too far, requesting that Anonymous take a look and doing things like doxing the channel. Many theories have floated around concerning the Meat Sleep videos. Some say that it's a collective of 11 people from across the world doing their best to add to the found footage genre. Others say it's a real serial killer cannibal who is showing off their lair and eating habits. The video clip I played earlier, depending on who you ask, somebody might tell you it was showing the cooking of human meat. We don't have a whole lot of time to analyze the content of more Meat Sleep videos, but if you take a look, you might hear that same warbling voice seemingly upset at somebody. You're not happy. I gave you a place to live. Why can't you listen? Feels like stepping into an abusive relationship, or maybe a kidnapper-kidnappee kind of dynamic. There are other videos that seem even less structured and less sensical, so go check them out and see what you can discover. That is, if you're ready. Coming in at number 3, we've got I Feel Fantastic. Well, this video just feels cursed now, doesn't it? I don't think there's anything objectively wrong here. Obviously, somebody's very passionate about fashion and mannequin bodies and wanted to share that with the world. But if you don't feel fantastic, you weren't meant to see this. And lately, I totally get it if you don't feel fantastic. Just try to watch this and soak in the energies it produces. Don't think too hard, just let it wash over you. The description of this video is fascinating. It ties in ancient Greek mythology through the tale of Pygmalion and his statue bride. Of course, the connection is front and center. Whoever made this video must feel like Pygmalion, disgusted by the human form after seeing how some act. To the onlooker, this behavior is disturbing and off-putting. People should love people, not things shaped like people. But the creator, even through strange modulated voice samples and undulating synthesizer notes, has an unbridled love for the creation. Maybe it's a commentary on our search for perfection through consumption. Maybe it's the creation of someone so alienated from society that everything seems foreign. All I know is that I want to feel fantastic too. Will anyone join me in the search for fantastic? Coming in at number 2, we've got real demons caught on tape. If you had footage of real demons, would you share it with the world, or would you just lock it away in the vain hope that it might delay the inevitable? What if someone wanted to show you some demons? Would curiosity take hold? Is it better to know true evil or to live in ignorance? Ponder that and watch this clip. Countless arms descend from the ceiling, they sprout from the walls, they ascend from the floor. There is no escape, is there? At the end of this clip, there's a little surprise too, but I won't spoil it though. Of course, this is a VFX test. A very convincing and scary one, but an exercise in fakery nonetheless. So yeah, you were never really meant to see it. It was somebody practicing their craft, maybe in the hopes that a big budget director or producer might catch wind. And if anybody in the audience today matches those descriptions, hit me up. I got some flicks to pitch. But that brings us back to the questions I asked before. What would you do if presented with real demonic footage? Like irrefutably true content? Would you usher in the new age of paranormal videography? Would you warn the general public that the demons are coming? Or would you breathe deep, center your mind, and calmly delete all traces? And finally, at number 1, we've got the Robert Helpmann tapes. Poor Daisy. Robert Helpmann was a ballet dancer who died in the 80s, but that really doesn't have anything to do with the content of this channel. Whoever's running it seems to have kidnapped a woman named Daisy, killed her, and wrapped her in black garbage bags. All this plays out in black and white with plenty of cuts introducing new and creepy elements. Let's take a look at the very first Daisy video. Robert seems to think of Daisy as an esteemed guest and tapes her participating in all sorts of activities. Most of the activities described are a little lacking though, as Daisy is quite obviously dead and unable to move. Sometimes we see a masked man in the background, other times there is reversed audio playing. Is it a real body? Does the killer place himself in the videos every once in a while to elicit a reaction? It's hard to say. Robert, or whoever's running the channel, seems to genuinely enjoy Daisy's company. No matter how strange the activities get, he has nice things to say about her. But then, on July 12, 2015, he uploaded a video titled Daisy Leaves. We see the body lying near the front door, and then it cuts to a wide open threshold with no Daisy. Robert misses you, Daisy, but I'm not so sure you miss him.
In at number 5, we have the Max Headroom hack. For those who don't know, Max Headroom was a fictional British AI character who was introduced in early 1985. He was dubbed the first computer-generated TV personality, even though the appearance was achieved with an actor in prosthetic makeup in front of a blue screen, so not really AI at all. He was known for his glitchy, indecipherable speech, with him being designed to replicate popular news broadcasters. Jumping forward 2 years to 1987, and someone dressed as Max Headroom interrupted 2 Chicago television channels, one during the 9 o'clock news on WGN-TV, and the other during an episode of Doctor Who at 11 o'clock. During these 2 interruptions, the hacker rambled, seemingly replicating Max Headroom and his endorsement of New Coke and WGN anchor Chuck Swirsky, with the interruption concluding with the hacker exposing himself and being spanked with a fly swatter. The video then cut and things returned returned to normal. To this day, people have no idea who the hacker was or the reasoning behind the interruption, with no one ever being caught. Spooky stuff. It's actually really funny. And if I was going to interrupt a show, I would interrupt Doctor Who, because it's shit. Before we jump into number 4, be sure to hit the like button, it really helps us out a lot. In at number 4, I feel fantastic. Now this video is just straight up creepy and confusing, and I don't know how to feel about it because I don't quite know what is going on. Essentially, the entire video follows an animatronic mannequin known as Tara the Android, who jerks her arms and moves around in a very strange manner while a song plays in the background with a lot of synth, repeating the lyric, I feel fantastic. And I can tell you right now, this video does not make you feel fantastic, it makes you feel very uncomfortable. Now things remain the same until we cut to a shot of the outside, whether it be the woods or someone's backyard, we have no idea. But then we return inside and the song begins to change, with it now repeating the lyrics, please leave and run, 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 run. Creepy. Now there isn't much legitimate information about the video, but people did begin to accuse the uploader of murder, with rumors swirling that he committed a crime in the outdoor shot of the video, and Tara the android was wearing the victim's clothes. Viewers are of course torn about the video though, with some believing that the video is offering up clues to the fate of the real Tara, whoever that may be, but ultimately we may never know what this video truly means, nor do I care to learn. In at number 3, Sad Satan. Sad Satan is truly a disturbing video that the more you watch makes less and less sense, and instead creates a feeling of uneasiness and dread. Uploaded back in 2015 by YouTube channel Obscure Horror Corner, Sad Satan was said to have originated off of the dark web and was supposedly a game named after the Led Zeppelin song Stairway to Heaven. Backstory: around the time the song was released, many religious groups came forward stating that the song was hiding subliminal messages praising the devil, and that if you played the song backwards it would be revealed. Back to the game though, if we can really call it that, considering there isn't much playability to it whatsoever, it's more so an experience, an incredibly trippy and disturbing experience at that. You essentially make your way through a series of dark and eerie passageways as images flash on your screen from Jimmy Savile to Rolf Harris, 2 TV presenters in the UK who were found guilty of abuse. And that's all I can say in order for this video to go up. Due to this discovery, many have questions about the game and its true intentions. On top of that, there also exists another version of Sad Satan. However, the second version is much darker and contains many illegal images and viruses. Where it originally came from, folks still don't know. However, many have begun to question whether it in fact did hail from the dark web, or whether Obscure Horror Corner exaggerated these claims. In at number 2, the Elisa Lam footage. This is a video that still haunts the internet, simply because we have no answers to what actually happened to Elisa Lam in February of 2013. Elisa Lam was a Canadian student from the University of British Columbia who was discovered dead in a water tank atop the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles on February 19, 2013. She had been reported missing at the beginning of the month, with police investigating and even releasing elevator footage from inside of the hotel of Elisa. The footage itself is what is most concerning, as Elisa was acting very strange. She appears to enter and exit the elevator a number of times, pressing different buttons with the doors refusing to close. She tries again, but nothing. She appears to be distressed throughout the video, even pressing her palms over her ears, rubbing her arms and pressing herself up against the back of the elevator. It's all very strange. Now, on the morning of the 19th of February, many guests at the Cecil Hotel began to complain of poor water pressure and a strange taste, and that was when authorities discovered Lam's body inside of the hotel's water tank. The peculiar thing is that her death was deemed an accident, with there being no signs of foul play. Despite the investigation being closed, many people returned to this creepy video, believing that there was more at play than just accidental death. Perhaps someone or something else was involved. What are your thoughts though? And finally, coming in at number 1, Blank Room Soup. Thought to have originated from the deep web, this disturbing and baffling video uploaded back in 2008 is one that is incredibly hard to explain. It begins with a man with blacked out eyes sitting at a table eating a bowl of cereal with a giant wooden spoon, and then from behind him appears a man in all black wearing a giant head. He approaches the man at the table and begins stroking his head, almost trying to comfort him. A second man with the giant head also appears and does the same thing, with both men comforting the man eating cereal, who also appears to be crying. It's all very odd and nothing quite makes sense. It sort of appears like a hostage situation, but the heads are by far the scariest part. Now, when it was first uploaded back in 2008, the video was taken simply as a joke and no one thought much of it. However, years have passed and no one has stepped forward to take credit for the video, which has added a sense of fear and mystery around it. Now, some backstory. The video was initially sent to Raymond Percy, as the characters in the video were his his creation that he used in a show he did called Sunset Club. The costumes were stolen from a parked car, and not long after he received this video, meaning the people who stole the outfits must be the people in the video. Some theories have been floating around the internet as to what is going on, with some saying the man is being forced to eat human remains, while others speculate that he is about to die, which is why he is crying. Either way, we'll never know, as no one has yet to claim the video.
Number 5. The Manitoba UFO. Coming in at number 5, we have RCMP UFOs. Royal Canadian Mounted Police Unidentified Flying Objects. Pretty much all you need to know about this one. This video was caught by a police officer in Manitoba, Canada in 2011. The officer's name has been left out of the documents due to the severity of the report. Canada does have its fair share of UFO encounters by both public and police. The police officer described seeing an unidentified bright yellow and orange light and stated this was not an aircraft. What was that? While it may have an ordinary explanation, the sighting still prompted the RCMP to contact air traffic controllers in Winnipeg about 40 kilometers away. RCMP then reviewed radar data before sending a, quote, vital intelligence report to Canadian Air Force personnel, NORAD, and the Joint Canadian-US Defense Group. Unidentified aerial phenomena, as the kids call it these days. What makes this video even more eerie is the police officer's interest to take the camera out of its holster from the dashboard and try and continue to film whatever was slowly flying over them that morning. The orb-like lantern seems to be pulsing as the police officer parks for a better way to be astonished, I guess. Number 4. Ghost Road. I knew a ghost road growing up. It was in Port Perry, and I went once, and it was absolutely terrifying. This video is just as bizarre because at first, I didn't really know what I was looking for, until I started noticing the same woman keeps popping up around every corner of this road. This video is sent from Teluk Bahang, Malaysia. After rewatching this video over and over, I'm terrified at a couple things. It's scary when it gets silent between two people in a car. That's how you know something serious is happening in front of you, you know? Everyone gets real quiet. Then they notice her a second time. The music plays, but the men stop talking the more and more they turn and see the figure. The music crackles as the car nears the figure. At this point, there seems to be an added humming noise coming from either inside or outside the vehicle. It sounds to me like the woman could have been the one humming or singing due to the volume level when the woman was near, you know, in the dress. The men become frightened and turn around in a panic before this video ends. Creepy. Yeah, first off, high beams, man. Makes for easier visibility when looking for ghosts, you know? Second is like, it's pitch black out, and she's walking slow. She's way too calm to be aimlessly lost at night or on a winding road. I'd like to think that I would stop and ask her if she needs help like that, but in the dark, you know? No. It's the calmness of her presence that makes me feel weird about this one. Number 3, Winnipeg UAP. Okay, I'm just gonna drop the UFO terminology from now on because no one uses it anymore. And there's some serious documents out there with UAP on them, so that's what I'm sticking to from now on. This video was taken in 2013 in Winnipeg, Canada from the dash cam of yet another RCMP officer's cruiser. Yeah, that's either the Green Lantern or something science is still trying to figure out. That was so bright it made the night day for a second. That thing was absolutely trucking as well. Did you see it? And low orbit too. Now I know what you're thinking because I've seen videos like this too, but I've double checked the dates and have searched for records and they do not match. Also, there were no comets at this time, or asteroids. I looked it up. They don't just come out of nowhere that close and zip by. Also, did you catch the little blink on the left-hand side before the light explosion? Like, what was that? 2013 sightings are the second highest recorded in Canada since its previous year in 2012 with over 1,980 cases. That's a lot of tax-paying people who got to get up early in the next morning, phoning it in late at night. Good citizens, not like stoners phoning these in, right? These are police cruisers videos, shall I remind you? What do you think? Whatever that thing is, I need to read about it in a biology book because I'm interested. Number 2, Bigfoot. I've seen some pretty bad Bigfoot videos myself. It's always like clearly a dude in a suit quickly like peeking around a tree in broad daylight and then like vanishing. I'm not sold on too many of these videos yet. But this one I've watched over and over, and the long version is even better because you can hear the two deputies' conversation about it.
You see anything down there? Yes. So, I don't know what the heck it is. It's something going
As the officers are rounding the corner, a large figure darts across the street in front of them to the left of the road. It's weird because right in front there's tire squeal marks as if someone had already stopped in this area. The deputies then flip a Yui and proceed to check it out. This is why I couldn't be a cop. I'm way too chicken for this. The fact that they turn around and follow up with their lights on makes me believe that this video is an authentic sighting. You can hear in their voices how confused, and I'd say scared they are. The one cop says it looked like a bear, but it was sprinting. Then the cops mull over the idea if there was pranksters or something in the area. First off, no one sprints in front of a police car. That's the easiest way to get cuffed. So why would someone just dart out like that? Like I said, I've seen my fair share of bad Yeti sightings videos, but the police conversation, the lights, the immediate turnaround, it's too real for me. What do you think? And coming in at number 1, Uber UAPs. This is my prized possession right here. The creme de la creme. The number 1 spot. This video was caught on an Uber driver's dash cam with a passenger inside. The driver spots the 3 egg-shaped UAPs flying from the left of the screen to the right before getting the other passenger's attention. You can hear the driver call out what he's seeing, and then in the long version, the best version, the driver actually flips the camera around in the car and we can continue to see and hear their reactions the whole time. Isn't that crazy? Last year. Also, New Mexico? Come on, that's an easy one right there. There's been a few alien sightings in that area in history. The driver spots the triangle formation and the odd flight pattern. Flying V, huh? Mighty Duck style. But it's not fun and games. These two guys are puzzled beyond belief. They even try and speed up and chase them. Even Buddy in the back whips out his phone to film, astonished. They bond and they laugh while digesting what they just saw in conversation to each other. I don't know, folks, this one's pretty crazy. All the new UAP sightings with the tic tacs and the egg shapes, is this the real deal or what? With all this talk from NASA this past year and the new James Webb Telescope pictures, maybe there's some more videos out there somewhere.
Number 5 on this list is the reversed demon. This demon clearly took some gymnastic classes when they were alive as a person, because they're definitely flexing their flexibility muscles now in the demon afterlife. The clips that I'm about to show you were posted to the YouTube channel Kisa Weba. They were captured by a security camera and show a demon slowly crawling across the ground. So as we can see, that demon is just slowly meandering along, minding its own business. Now, you may think that this is the end of the story, but it's actually not, because that thing was caught on another security camera in the area a little bit later. Let's take a look at that. Now, what on God's green earth is that freaking thing? I mean, it has to be a demon, right? Like, what the hell? Its face is clearly all white, completely inhuman. And now that we can fully see the way that it walks, we get a clear sense of how demonic it actually is. I think the biggest question that comes up through all of this, though, is what is it doing and where's it going? Fingers crossed that whatever it was doing doesn't concern any one of us. Number 4 on this list is Kubishev Square. Back in 2015, a video was uploaded to YouTube from an account named D-Man Operator. The video is only 50 seconds long and shows someone getting chased by a demon or monster in Kubishev Square. Let's roll 30 seconds of that clip and see what you guys think about this demon. So the man gets into the park, and just to the left of him is this completely demonic looking spider creature. It's slow out of the gate, but then it starts coming after him. The final 10 seconds of the video is going to show this thing get really close to him and then spit what looks to be some green toxic fluid out at him. Let's roll that now. So yeah, let's put it this way. Whatever this thing was, it definitely isn't human or any sort of animal that we're aware of. Now, can I say for sure that it's a demon? No, I can't, but I can say that it definitely looks very dangerous. Watch your back, everybody. This thing came after this dude in broad daylight in the park. Number 3 on this list is the scariest video that you'll ever watch. That's actually what the YouTubers Mindseed TV titled this video that they posted roughly about a year ago. In this video, several guys are on a ghost hunt late at night in a haunted home. The whole video is roughly 40 minutes long and they capture a ton of cool stuff. One of the scariest parts of this entire video, though, is what I'm about to show. Did you guys see it? It was pretty fast, so I understand if you didn't. From behind the bushes of this man's home, there was a creature that looked very far from being human. Let's get a closer look at this thing, and you guys feel free to comment down below what the heck you think this thing is. So seriously, what the heck is that? It almost looks like it has some underwater qualities, but like, obviously that doesn't make any sense at all. I personally think this is a demon of some kind, but what it wants with this man and where it came from, these are all questions that we may not be getting answers to anytime soon. And finally, number 1 on this list is the hallway demon. This next video was posted back at the end of 2020 and shows somebody getting into a very close encounter with what looks to be a dangerous demon. Yeah, so if that's me, I am getting the hell out of there, folks. I don't care what I think I know about demons or how many freaking boxing classes I've taken in the past. I am not sticking around to see how I'd fare against something like that. Also, let's face it though, the person filming was going through a totally abandoned building that had rumors of a haunting. They pretty much knew what they were getting into with this one. Still though, very scary nonetheless.